We are starting our final hour with a Fox News alert. President Trump meeting with Japan's emperor earlier this morning after arriving in Tokyo.
It's a second stop on Trump's Asia trip as he gets ready to meet with China's Xi Jinping later this week.
Senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy joins us live from Tokyo with the latest. Peter.
Good morning. Yes, President Trump was very warmly greeted by Japan's imperial leader, the emperor, shortly after touching down here in Asia, here in Japan, from his first stop in Asia, in Malaysia. And the president here in Tokyo has a long list of economic and security priorities that he wants to try to address. All of Asia will be watching his every move, but in many ways, an audience of one is the most important, the one the president is going to meet with in South Korea this week, China's Xi.
We're going to have a great talk. I have a lot of respect for President Xi. I like him a lot. He likes me a lot, I believe, and respects me, and I think he respects our country a lot. And we're going to have, I think we're going to have a successful transaction for both countries.
One transaction that's possible, the sale of TikTok from China to a group of American investors. President Trump says he may sign that deal with Xi this week. Then, according to the Treasury Secretary who is traveling with the president, the D.C. and Beijing-based negotiators just need to cross some T's and dot some I's on a significant trade deal.
I believe we've reached a very substantial framework that will avoid that and allow us to discuss many other things with the Chinese. I think we will be able to discuss them helping us get this terrible fentanyl crisis under control. I think we are going to be able to discuss substantial soybean and ag purchases for our American farmers.
After a long flight to Kuala Lumpur this weekend, President Trump felt like dancing to the music played for him at an arrival ceremony. And this is why. He said, just leaving Malaysia, a great and very vibrant country, signed major trade and rare earth deals. And yesterday, most importantly, signed the peace treaty between Thailand and Cambodia. No war. Millions of lives saved. Such an honor to have gotten this done. Tomorrow, the president's going to meet for the first time with the drum-playing, former TV show hosting Japanese prime minister. Local reports are that she's going to gift him a golf club used by the late Shinzo Abe and a gold leaf golf ball. And this all adds to a very exciting week here in Japan, where millions of people have been waking up early to watch Shohei Ohtani, Japan's own Shohei Ohtani, in the World Series games before school and before work. So there's a lot going on here in Tokyo. Back to you guys.
Absolutely. It seems like they're establishing good relations. Peter, in terms of who's with the president, is it true that Secretary of State Marco Rubio still can't get into China because I think they banned him?
It seems like there is some complication with his travel, but that is something that President Trump would be able to work out at the leader level with Xi. And it seems like for this trip, the key point, people, are it's not going to be Secretary Rubio, who is, of course, the top diplomat for the country, but it is Jamieson Greer, the trade representative, and Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, because those are the ones who have been working their counterparts for days with intense final negotiations ahead of the leader level meeting. As we understand it, they would not, President Trump and Xi would not be having this meeting this week in South Korea if the lower level negotiators, the cabinet level negotiators, were not really, really close to a deal that would level the playing field for the economy. Basically, if President Trump is convinced, can be convinced, that Xi and China are going to stop ripping the U.S. off, among others elsewhere in the world economy as well, but especially the U.S., if they were not really, really close to a good deal for the U.S., President Trump would be going home.
You know, Peter, when we play that video of President Trump dancing as he was greeted in Malaysia, we have this video. We were talking about this over the weekend when he touched down. It struck me as such a contrast. If you remember back under the Biden administration, when President Biden had some musicians there on the White House back in 2024, and he just was frozen. Such a contrast. It's very different than this president. What do you make of just how different of a president he is?
Like, what's better?
I can't believe I had to come all the way to Tokyo before the idea of a Trump and Joe Biden dance-off was ever presented. it's always possible. No, it's President Trump. You can tell that he feels really loose right now. He feels like he has the wind at his back, ending global conflicts, nearing trade deals that are going to be really helpful to the United States, and meeting a prime minister here who is really good friends, or who was an admirer and a political ally of his really good friend, Shinzo Abe. So President Trump is having a great time. I'm sure that he's pretty jet lagged, but he feels like he has the wind at his back.
Right.
When we came here with Joe Biden, things were usually a little bit more tense. The U.S., the world was coming out of this global pandemic. He was trying to repair alliances that he thought needed repairing. But I'm having this thought now, coming to this conclusion for the first time, Joe Biden went around the world thinking that he needed to repair alliances that were damaged by Donald Trump. That would appear to be in conflict with a president who can land pretty much anywhere in the world and just start dancing and be celebrated.
Thanks, Peter.
And we can come here to Tokyo and have Tokyo Tower lit up in red, white, and blue. So.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Peter.
So China, by the way, is saying the same things that we are about and optimistic about doing a deal. Their vice commissioner minister, who's the one that Scott Bessett's dealing with, he said the two sides have recorded, they've gotten over their preliminary, they have reached a preliminary consensus on the deal. And one of the things they have done, and I think, is got leverage. The president got a deal with Thailand on processing rare earth. He got a deal with Malaysia on getting minerals, and he got a deal with $13 billion from Australia to get rare earth processing done, which has also included something with Cambodia. So immediately the president created leverage. I'll go somewhere else for rare earth if I have to.
Another peace deal for Donald Trump.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.